With any place, there are a few things to look out for, and Italy is no different. While rich with history and culture, some of the foundations are a bit unique and controversial, to say the least. Hi, I'm Josiah Futrell, and this section covers the cultural taboos and pitfalls of Italy. Most interactions will need to be evaluated from the jump, and understanding who you are talking to will be the first step. There is a difference in conversation between the young generations and an older generation. Similar to a lot of societies, the youth do not hold as much care into things as compared to their older counterparts. Most topics, even controversial ones, can fly. On the other hand, there are topics that can be seen as highly offensive and disrespectful to anyone who's older. Money, particularly personal finances, is seen as a very personal thing and should not be discussed openly. Of course, money in terms of business handling is fine. World War II and Italy's involvement is something else you will want to avoid. I'll address this later, but some Italians, especially the older ones, aren't willing to speak about the war, and others are willing to go as far as to act as if it did not happen. Avoid mentioning and asking questions about the Italian mafia. Don't ask if anyone was a member, if they knew or were related to anyone, what it was like, nothing. Italy's Italians seem to want to separate their homeland from negative things. With that being said, do not disrespect, criticize, or belittle the country, regardless of the war or the mafia or what politics look like or what the youth may be doing differently. You may hear at lunches or before business meetings a native complain or make suggestions about something. This is not criticism, this is out of love and patriotism for Italy. Pitfalls are defined as hidden dangers and difficulties, and there are a few in Italy. Things like the pickpocketing schemes, the current government system, and job markets are just a couple examples. But the most glaring are the racism, oppression, and the waste management and pollution, academic, epidemic, and how they're intertwined. There are three groups who deal with oppression the most, and those groups are the Jewish community, members of the global black diaspora, and the Romani people. Starting with the Jewish community, earlier I spoke about how Italians want to separate themselves from any negative things. This is one of them. In a survey taken in 2020, it showed that about 60% of the population did not believe that the Holocaust happened, which was a larger increase from a 2024 survey that showed just 2%. The Observatory of Contemporary Anti-Jewish Prejudice tracked anti-Semitic activities from 2005 to 2011, with recorded incidents seeing a gradual decline from 2005 to 2010, and then a massive spike from 2011, and those levels stayed high after that point. With the most recent major event being in 2024, where the Italian police raided the homes of 24 Italians who would go and meet in private to have meetings and praise Adolf Hitler and incite violence and make threats of anyone who impeded on their praise. Racism towards the black diaspora is well documented. In 2020, a Nigerian man was chased and beaten in an alleyway. In 2018, a mass shooting occurred targeting black people, injuring six African migrants, and the shooter only received 12 years. And even in the government, racism is prevalent, with the country's first black minister being referred to as an orangutan by her peers, having bananas thrown at her during a political rally, and being the target of sexual violence, um, which was being initiated by a fellow Italian politician. On the internet, the phrase being black in, followed by any country, state, or city, is a common way black people share their experiences, and Italian is one of the most notorious. There are thousands of videos sharing different experiences, from being called Negro, getting ignored or harassed, and negative treatment among other things. One of the most popular examples is a video of two black women on vacation in a restaurant dealing with a group of three Italians, two men and one woman, who moved from across the room to sit by the two women, stare at them, make comments, harassing them, and even at one point blatantly flicking them off. The Romani people are the biggest targets of racism and oppression in the country, and there are many things currently being done to them. Similar to the current MAGA movement in America, Italy took considerable time and resources to actively target and push out the Romani people. In 2007 and 2008, leaders from all over the country began signing security pacts to force the eviction of Romanian people out of the country. Towns that were homes to them were burned down, and there was even an emergency decree that displaced over 40,000 people. This leads to my next point, and that the Romanian people are subject to environmental racism and oppression, most notably with the Triangle of Death. The Triangle of Death is a 25-kilometer area of illegally dumped waste that is home to more than 500,000 people, most of whom are Romani. It is the largest illegal dump in Europe and is the leading cause of the influx in infertility, autism and birth defects in children, lung cancer, brain tumors, and death. There's also heightened concerns of the safety of food production in the country, in the region. This area is stated to hold millions of tons of trash and remained a secret until their testimony in 1997 was revealed in 2013. The European Court of Human Rights found that Italy had violated the rights to life of almost 3 million people who were affected and are affected by the dump site. In my closing, I would like to provide 5 tips on how I would operate in the business side of Italy. Number one, knowing how to operate in general, understanding who you're talking to, who you're dealing with, translating Italian norms in public settings into business settings because Italians tend to do things kind of the same. Number four, avoiding things that may be okay while you're at home but are seen as rude while in meetings. And number five, being conscious of your ethnicity and nationality and what that may mean for you in your day-to-day dealings. My name is Josiah Futrell. I've just discussed the cultural taboos and pitfalls of Italy, and now we're on to our next and final speaker, Matt.